Our journey throughout history has taken us through the intricate dance of societal perceptions, religious beliefs, and personal identities, all centered around a singular figure, the witch. This ever-evolving archetype has seen reverence, persecution, reemergence, and now empowerment. Let's summarize our journey so far, then discuss what the future might hold for witches and witchcraft. We'll reflect on the power dynamics, societal shifts, and individual stories that have intertwined in our tale. From the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates to the vast landscapes of Scandinavia and the bustling marketplaces of ancient Greece, we have witnessed the dual nature of magic and its practitioners. We've seen how they have been revered and feared, uplifted and cast down, celebrated and vilified. As we've navigated through these epochs, we've come to understand that the witch, far from being just a mystical figure, is a reflection of societal values, fears, and aspirations. Each epoch offers a unique lens. Mesopotamia showcased the reverence for magic while setting boundaries against its misuse. The Proto-Indo-Europeans and ancient Egyptians highlighted the role of spiritual leaders in maintaining cosmic order. In ancient Greece, we saw the Pythia of Delphi bask in widespread respect, while others practicing magic on their own faced skepticism, revealing a society grappling with more than just the arcane. This narrative gets even more intricate in Rome, where pagan beliefs met emerging Christian ideologies. The spiritual guides of the time tried to navigate this complex shift, leading to a fascinating blend of traditions. As we ventured further north, the Norse and Celtic societies offered insights into the deep reverence for spiritual figures, who, while celebrated, also faced challenges, especially with the advent of Christianity. The Middle Ages, often deemed dark and regressive, proved to be a vibrant era of cultural and religious metamorphosis. It was a period that saw both the relatively high point for women's rights and the intensification of witch hunts. The rise of Christianity further complicated the narrative, with the church's evolving stance on witchcraft and spiritual practices, finding the juxtaposition between personal piety and institutional orthodoxy. The journey through the early modern era introduced us to the complexities of enlightenment and superstition. While this era celebrated reason and scientific inquiry, it also witnessed the climax of witch hunts. Yet, as the age progressed, Enlightenment thinkers began to challenge the rationale behind these persecutions, marking the beginning of a new dawn. Today, in our modern world, witches symbolize empowerment, challenging traditional roles and encouraging a reevaluation of power structures. From persecuted figures to empowered icons, their transformation speaks to society's ability to grow and change. As we delve deeper into the topic, we seek to intertwine the insights from each part, drawing connections and highlighting overarching themes that have defined the perception and practice of witchcraft throughout history, all while speculating on its potential future trajectories. Join us on this voyage as we unravel the mysteries of the past, present, and the future of witchcraft. If you are enjoying this, please like and subscribe. It helps me out. Thank you. Witches have been a part of human society for millennia, with their roles, powers, and perceptions constantly evolving. Their story is intertwined with humanity's journey, from the ancient civilizations that viewed them as intermediaries with the divine, to the turbulent times when they were feared and persecuted. The complex dynamics between witches, society, politics, and religion offers a profound reflection on the fluidity of power and the human psyche's capacity for reverence and terror. Drawing from the earlier parts of the series, it is evident that witches and mystical figures have always been embedded in the social fabric. Ancient civilizations such as Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Proto-Indo-Europeans integrated these figures into daily life. They were revered for their ability to connect with the divine, heal the sick, and provide insight into the future. The āšipu of Mesopotamia and the vulva of Norse society are testaments to this revered status. However, this reverence wasn't without its boundaries. With the rise of empires and changing societal norms, especially during classical antiquity, the balance began to shift. Ancient Greece and Rome grappled with a dichotomy. Figures like the Pythia of Delphi were celebrated, while others, more personal in their magical practices, faced skepticism and even persecution. The juxtaposition of the Vestal Virgin's veneration in Rome and the skepticism towards women and foreigners dabbling in magic paints a vivid picture of these contrasting dynamics. As societies transitioned into the Middle Ages, the perception of witches underwent a significant transformation. The spiritual landscape became a battleground, with Christianity spread leading to a decline in pagan beliefs. This shift, however, wasn't uniform. Pagan traditions endured, and their practitioners found themselves at a crossroads, often merging ancient practices with new religious beliefs. But towards the end of the Middle Ages, a darker period was ushered in for witches, particularly women. Their roles in society began to diminish, and they became targets of suspicion. The decline in women's rights, coupled with socioeconomic pressures and religious upheavals, made them susceptible to witchcraft accusations. This era saw the peak of witch hunts, intensified by religious transformations like the Protestant Reformation and socioeconomic challenges. The notorious Malleus Maleficarum further cemented this dark phase, providing a framework for persecution. With the advent of the Renaissance and the early modern era, the continuum of power dynamics surrounding witches persisted, albeit with nuanced changes. The Enlightenment emphasized reason, and figures like Voltaire and Newton began challenging the rationale behind witch hunts. Yet, even in this age of reason, events like the Salem witch trials stood out as a grim reminder of humanity's capacity for fear and persecution. The period was marked by a juxtaposition of enlightenment and superstition. While the witch hunts reached their height, they eventually began to decline due to the Enlightenment's principles, legal reforms, and socio-political stabilization. Yet, the impact of these hunts, especially on women's societal roles, lingered. With the modern era, the archetype of the witch began to be reclaimed and reimagined. The Victorian era's embrace of the occult, coupled with the rise of Wicca in the 20th century, marked a return to ancient forms of worship. Witches in popular media evolved from wicked figures to symbols of empowerment and rebellion. The witch today stands as a symbol of resistance against institutional structures and a beacon of personal empowerment, especially in the digital age. The story of witches is not just a tale of magic and mystery. It's a reflection of society's evolving perceptions of power, gender, and the unknown. From revered figures in ancient civilizations to persecuted outcasts during the witch hunts, and now symbols of empowerment in modern times, witches have been shaped and reshaped by societal, political, and religious structures. So, as we look toward the future, it's essential to recognize the lessons embedded in this continuum of power dynamics. It serves as a reminder of the complexities of human nature and society's ability to continually change. The figure of the witch has always been more than just a mystical entity. It serves as a barometer for societal attitudes towards power, gender, and the unknown. As we've traversed through history, we've seen the witch's identity shift in tandem with cultural, religious, and social revolutions. In our current era, the figure of the witch has become emblematic of empowerment, particularly for women. But what does the future hold for this ever-evolving archetype? How might societal changes continue to shape the witch's role and significance? Today, the witch stands as a symbol of empowerment, challenging traditional gender roles and societal power structures. As the image of the empowered witch becomes more mainstream, there's potential for its radical edge to be diluted. While popular media celebrates the witch, it might also sanitize or commercialize the image. The commodification of the craft, especially in a digital era rife with quick-fix solutions, poses the risk of witchcraft practices becoming transactional rather than transformative, potentially stripping away the depth and richness of traditions. History is a continuum, and we stand at a single point along its vast timeline. With the past stretching out behind us, we often become complacent, believing we are at the pinnacle of progress and that the trials of bygone eras could never revisit us. But it's essential to remember that the future lies open ahead, rife with possibilities and uncertainties. Just as Rome, in its golden days, never anticipated its downfall, we must not become so assured in our era's advances that we dismiss the potential recurrence of past events. As the image of the empowered witch gains acceptance today, we should remain vigilant against potential societal shifts, driven by political or religious changes, that might challenge this positive perception. The resurgence of events akin to the witch hunts or other forms of repression and marginalization, though they may seem distant now, can never be entirely ruled out. Societal changes that might come with technological advancements or shifts in global power dynamics might catalyze the evolution of the witch into new archetypes. She could manifest as an ecological guardian, underscoring the imperative to reconnect with nature. Alternatively, with the digital revolution, the emergence of a techno-witch archetype is conceivable, merging ancient practices with cutting-edge tools. The interconnectedness of our world suggests that witchcraft will experience further syncretism. Collaborations across cultural backgrounds could lead to a multifaceted tapestry of practices and beliefs. This could position witchcraft as a globally recognized spiritual path, yet one with diverse regional nuances. The metamorphosis of the witch's image is propelled by myriad factors. Societal perceptions of gender and power, global politics, technological innovations, and environmental challenges all contribute to shaping her identity. As these elements continue to evolve, so too will the core beliefs and practices intrinsic to witchcraft. The narrative of the witch remains dynamic. From her roles as a healer, scapegoat, persecuted figure, and empowerment icon, her path is still unfolding. At the intersection of past, present, and future, she is poised to adapt and transform in resonance with the world's ever-changing dynamics. As we envision what lies ahead, it's imperative to remain open-minded, acknowledging that the essence of witchcraft is characterized by its adaptability and resilience. Regardless of the turns the future may take, the witch will persistently endure. As we stand at the end of our historical journey, tracing the footsteps of the witch across millennia, a profound reflection emerges. The tale of the witch is not merely about magic, mysticism, or persecution. It's a multifaceted narrative of human evolution, societal shifts, and the oscillation of power dynamics. It offers a lens into the heart of civilizations, revealing their fears, aspirations, and the ever-changing dance between the empirical and the mystical. Throughout our exploration, one thing does remain clear. The concept of the witch is deeply intertwined with societal values and perceptions. From the ancient āšipu and vulva, who are respected for their wisdom and connection to the divine, to the persecuted figures of the late Middle Ages and early modern era. And finally, to the empowered icons of today, witches have been mirrors of societal change. They embody the delicate balance between the known and the unknown, the rational and the mystical, and the powerful and the marginalized. Syncretism, as highlighted, underscores the adaptability of spiritual practices, demonstrating that beliefs, no matter how ancient, can find resonance in new epochs, blending seamlessly with emerging ideologies. The continual dance between rationality and mysticism emphasizes humanity's quest for understanding, showcasing our innate desire to merge the tangible with the intangible, science with spirituality. The evolution of female empowerment through the lens of the witch is particularly poignant. The trajectory from revered spiritual leaders to persecuted outcasts and then to symbols of empowerment reflects the broader journey of women in society. As we gaze into the future, speculating on the trajectory of witchcraft and spirituality, one thing seems certain. The narrative will continue to evolve. New challenges and paradigms will shape it. Technology may redefine its practice, but the essence will endure. For at its core, the tale of the witch is the tale of humanity. Our struggles, our triumphs, our quest for understanding, and our desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. The witch, then, is not just a relic of the past, but a beacon for the future, illuminating our path forward, reminding us of where we've been, and hinting at where we might go. As we conclude this journey, let's carry forth the lessons, insights, and mysteries, cherishing the intricate tapestry of history and looking forward with hope, curiosity, and wonder. And thank you for coming along with me on this series.